Pirates, a journey through time. Piracy has captured the human imagination for centuries, a topic filled with tales of adventure, treachery, and romance. From ancient civilizations to the notorious golden age of piracy, and even into modern times, the story of pirates is as diverse as it is fascinating. This documentary delves into the depths of piracy, exploring its origins, its impact on global trade and society, and its enduring legacy in popular culture. The dawn of piracy, ancient beginnings. Piracy is as old as seafaring itself. The earliest records of piracy date back to the ancient civilizations of the Mediterranean, where sea raiders threatened the shipping routes of the Greeks, Egyptians, and Phoenicians. These early pirates, often depicted as ruthless and cunning, would attack merchant vessels, seizing goods and capturing crews for ransom or slavery. The Sea Peoples, a confederation of naval raiders mentioned in Egyptian texts, wreaked havoc in the Mediterranean during the Late Bronze Age c. 1200 BCE. Their origins remain a mystery, but their impact was significant, contributing to the collapse of several ancient civilizations. Pirates of the classical world. In classical antiquity, piracy continued to thrive. The Aegean Sea, with its numerous islands and hidden coves, became a hotspot for pirate activity. The Cilician pirates of southern Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, were particularly notorious, their fleet so powerful that they posed a significant threat to the Roman Republic. The Romans, recognizing the danger of unchecked piracy, launched extensive campaigns to eradicate these sea raiders. One of the most famous Roman generals, Pompey the Great, was tasked with this mission. In a brilliant naval campaign, he succeeded in suppressing the Cilician pirates in 67 BCE, an achievement that bolstered his political career. Medieval and Renaissance pirates, Viking raiders. The Viking Age c. 793106 CE marked another significant. Norse seafarers from Scandinavia, known as Vikings, launched raids across Europe, from the British Isles to the Mediterranean. These fearsome warriors, skilled in navigation and combat, looted monasteries, sacked towns, and established settlements in distant lands. Viking raids had a profound impact on European history. They not only brought terror, but also facilitated cultural exchanges and trade networks that reshaped the medieval world. The Vikings' legacy is still evident in the genetic and cultural heritage of many regions they once plundered. The Barbary Corsairs. During the Renaissance, the Barbary Corsairs emerged as a formidable force in the Mediterranean. Operating from the North African coast, particularly the ports of Algiers, Tunis, and Tripoli, these pirates targeted European shipping, capturing vessels and enslaving thousands of sailors and passengers. The Barbary Corsairs were not mere outlaws. They were state-sanctioned privateers backed by the Ottoman Empire. They played a crucial role in the power dynamics of the Mediterranean, forcing European powers to either pay tribute or engage in costly naval campaigns to protect their interests. The Golden Age of Piracy. The rise of the buccaneers. The Golden Age of Piracy, c. 1650 to 1730, is perhaps the most romanticized and well-documented period of piracy. It began with the buccaneers, a group of privateers and pirates who operated in the Caribbean and the Americas. Many were former soldiers and sailors left unemployed after the European wars of the 17th century. The buccaneers initially targeted Spanish ships and settlements, driven by a mix of revenge, profit, and adventure. Figures like Henry Morgan and Francois L'Olonnais became legends, their daring exploits and brutal tactics immortalized in both historical records and popular fiction. Pirates of the Caribbean. As the buccaneer era waned, a new breed of pirates emerged, terrorizing the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. These pirates, operating during the early 18th century, included some of the most infamous names in pirate history: Blackbeard Edward Teach, Bartholomew Roberts, and Bonny. These pirates' tactics were diverse, ranging from full-scale assaults on heavily armed ships to cunning deception and psychological warfare. Blackbeard, for example, cultivated a fearsome image by tying slow-burning fuses into his beard, creating a terrifying visage of smoke and fire during battle. The pirate code, contrary to the image of lawless anarchy, many pirate crews operated under a strict code of conduct. The Pirate Code, or Articles of Agreement, outlined rules for discipline, division of spoils, and compensation for injuries. These codes emphasize democracy and equality, with captains often elected by the crew and major decisions made collectively. This semblance of order and fairness was one of the factors that attracted many sailors to piracy. Life aboard a pirate ship, despite its dangers, offered more freedom and better opportunities for wealth than the rigid hierarchies of naval or merchant service. The decline of piracy, government crackdowns. The golden age of piracy eventually came to an end due to concerted efforts by governments and naval powers. The British Royal Navy, in particular, launched aggressive campaigns to capture or kill known pirates. The capture and execution of notorious pirates like Blackbeard in 1718 and Bartholomew Roberts in 1720 sent a clear message that piracy would no longer be tolerated. The establishment of colonial governments in the Americas also played a role in curbing piracy. These governments, eager to promote trade and stability, offered pardons to pirates willing to give up their criminal ways and settle down as law-abiding citizens. The impact of piracy on trade and society. Piracy had a profound impact on global trade during its peak. The constant threat of pirate attacks forced merchant vessels to adopt various defensive measures, such as arming their ships and traveling in convoys. Insurance rates for shipping skyrocketed, and the economic losses from stolen goods and disrupted trade routes were significant. On a societal level, pirates often challenged the established order. Their disregard for national boundaries and conventional social norms made them both feared and romanticized figures. In some cases, pirates even contributed to local economies, spending their ill-gotten gains in ports and fostering a culture of smuggling and black market trade.
Pirates in modern times. Piracy in the 19th and 20th centuries. Although the golden age of piracy ended in the early 18th century, piracy never completely disappeared. In the 19th century, piracy continued in various parts of the world, including the waters of Southeast Asia, the Indian Ocean, and the coast of China. The infamous Chinese pirate queen, Chiang Kai-shek, commanded a fleet of hundreds of ships and thousands of pirates, dominating the South China Sea in the early 1800s. The 20th century saw a decline in traditional piracy due to the advent of steam-powered ships and improved naval patrols. However, piracy still persisted in certain regions, often driven by political instability and economic hardship. Modern piracy. In recent decades, piracy has resurged, particularly off the coast of Somalia and in the Gulf of Guinea. Modern pirates use fast boats and advanced technology to hijack large commercial vessels, demanding substantial ransoms for the release of ships and crews. The international community has responded with increased naval patrols and security measures, but piracy remains a significant challenge. Modern pirates are often motivated by complex socio-economic factors. In Somalia, for example, the collapse of the central government in the early 1990s left coastal communities impoverished and vulnerable. Many turned to piracy as a means of survival, targeting the lucrative shipping lanes passing through the region. The legacy of piracy. Pirates in popular culture. Pirates have left an indelible mark on popular culture. From Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island to Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, the image of the swashbuckling pirate has been romanticized and reinvented countless times. These portrayals often blend historical facts with myths and legends, creating a larger-than-life image that continues to captivate audiences worldwide. Books, films, and even video games have perpetuated the fascination with pirates, exploring themes of freedom, rebellion, and adventure. The iconic symbols of piracy, the Jolly Roger flag, the eye patch, and the buried treasure have become cultural touchstones, instantly recognizable and endlessly intriguing. The real-life impact of piracy beyond its romanticized image. Piracy has had real and lasting impacts on history and society. Pirate havens like Nassau in the Bahamas and Port Royal in Jamaica became vibrant, multicultural communities where goods and ideas were exchanged freely. These ports played crucial roles in the economic and social development of the Caribbean. Pirates also influenced naval warfare and maritime law. Their tactics and innovations, such as the use of grappling hooks and boarding techniques, were adopted by navies around the world. the fight against piracy led to the development of international maritime law, establishing principles that continue to govern the seas today.
Piracy and social change. Pirates were often at the forefront of social change, challenging the rigid class structures and oppressive systems of their time. Pirate crews were among the first to practice a form of democracy, with captains elected by popular vote and spoils shared according to agreed-upon rules. Some pirate ships were also notable for their relative racial equality, with African, European, and indigenous sailors serving side by side. The egalitarian nature of pirate communities, although limited and pragmatic, provided a stark contrast to the prevailing norms of the 17th and 18th centuries. This aspect of pirate life has been romanticized in popular culture, but also serves as a reminder of the diverse and complex motivations behind piracy. Conclusion: the story of piracy is a multifaceted and enduring one, spanning ancient civilizations to modern-day conflicts. Pirates have been both feared and admired, their actions condemned and celebrated. They have shaped history, influenced global trade, and left an indelible mark on popular culture. As we navigate the 21st century, the legacy of piracy continues to evolve. While modern piracy presents new challenges, the fascination with the pirate's life of adventure, rebellion, and freedom remains as strong as ever. Through this documentary, we have explored the rich tapestry of piracy, uncovering the truths behind the myths and celebrating the enduring spirit of those who dared to defy